Hello everyone and welcome to another video. There has been a question in the comments that has been coming up pretty often, not just now, but during the time of the existence of this channel, and basically under every single video, or very frequently I've been asked, well, how do you manage to maintain such a huge number of languages, and what do you do to sort of stay in shape and to keep up with the language that you know? So first of all, I don't. It's impossible to stay in touch and stay at a very high level at, in my case, 19 languages that are in the video that maybe probably most of you have seen that are watching this video now. I only selectively select those languages that are very important to me. In this case, and particularly in this period of time, it's Chinese, Italian, Russian, and German. And I try to do things that do not require me to pay full attention just to that one particular thing that I'm doing to improve or to stay in touch with the language that I'm doing. So I'm just going to give you an example. I try to combine two activities basically, right? So I go to the gym and I listen to a German podcast. I don't know, I'm cleaning up my room, I'm listening to an Italian talk show. I go running and I listen to a Chinese, I don't know, news political talk show or something like that. This is what I do most of the time, but for me personally, if I don't have enough variation, it gets really, really boring. So I try to have more variation really in what I do. I like to read books. I think reading is fantastic to develop your vocabulary, to develop your language structures, to just basically get into the language, into the way of the thinking of native speakers. I love to, this technique that I use quite often is I like to simultaneously translate in my head. So I'm listening to a, I don't know, Russian talk show, and I just translate simultaneously in my mind what the people on that talk show are saying into my native Slovak language, for instance. It's a fantastically powerful technique, but very, very difficult to do. I like to chat. I like to chat with people, voice chat, with people who have time to talk to me in their free time, and we just chat about whatever. It's probably my most favorite thing to do when it comes to staying in touch with the language that I speak, because it's really just fun. It doesn't feel like learning at all. It's something that I would do anyway. I really just consider it as just having fun, not really learning anything. So, like I said, about these 3-4 things, I like to listen to audio while I'm doing something else. I like to chat to people in their native language. I like to read, and then maybe some other things. But the most important thing is that I try to combine activities. So I try to avoid only doing one of these things, and I try to combine it so that, I save time, because obviously even if you just try to keep up with 5 languages or 6 languages, it is really very hard. When it comes to how often I try to do that, I kind of have when I feel that, well, it's been some time that I haven't worked on the Russian language that I speak, I try to do something with Russian. When I see that my German is not that good, I try to do something with German. I think when I just kind of roughly try to estimate what the frequency is, I would say it's probably about 4 days, or 3 to 4 days, not more than that, because when it's more than that, then you start to forget things, and the level in your language is sort of falling, and it's quite difficult to get back to the original level where you were at. Yeah, so that's probably about what I do. I really do a lot, although not as much as I used to do before. When I was in university, while I was still in college, and during that time, and I would kind of avoid my studies by trying to do anything that would keep me from kind of fainting from boredom. I would simultaneously interpret the university lectures into Slovak or English or whatever language that I would like to, so I just pay attention to what was going on, because otherwise I would be too bored and I would never ever pay attention to the class. Or I remember I would play video games, and I would listen to Russian news or whatever that would be really interesting. At that time it was Russian news, but I know a lot of people just hate news. They don't like listening to news. For me at that time it was interesting, so I was into German, Russian, Polish, Romanian news, or news in Romanian, news in Russian, and all that. just because I found it interesting at that time. So what I want to say is that, and plus the time that I used to do that, like anywhere, anytime I would walk somewhere, I would have a podcast on. Anytime I would wait in line or I would go shopping, whatever. It was just someone listens to music, I would listen to news in, I don't know, German. And it would add up. It would add up to about 7-8 hours a day. So really, a lot of people ask me, how can you just maintain a knowledge in so many languages? And even though it's not 19, it's maybe 10, 12, but back when I was in university, yes, it was possible, just simply because I was using my time very well. I think personally that I was using that time very well. Didn't pay attention to school too much, but paid attention to languages. So there you have it. That's the video. If you like it, subscribe, comment, give it a like, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.